We're diving into Sergeant interview prep today,
Interview prep.
giving you that edge to land this, uh, crucial leadership role.
Absolutely.
The sergeant,
The back.
backbone of any unit,
Yeah.
military or law enforcement.
Right.
They're the right hand to commanding officers, the leaders on the ground,
Yeah.
shaping the daily operations and training personnel.
That's it.
High impact, a
Yes.
ton of responsibility,
For sure.
and acing that interview is step one.
Absolutely. And that's what we're here to help you with. We're going to equip you with all the tools and the insights that you need to do just that.
Yeah, we're going to be dissecting real interview questions,
Mm-hmm.
pulled straight from RoleCatcher's resources,
Yeah.
reveal what those interviewers are really looking for,
Yes.
and guide you on how to craft answers that hit the mark.
Hit the mark. Exactly.
We'll also sprinkle in some career wisdom from RoleCatcher's Career Guide, Sergeant,
Yes.
to give you a broader perspective on the role and its potential for growth. And, of course, we can't forget about RoleCatcher's secret weapon.
Yes.
They're AI tools
Yeah.
designed to personalize your interview prep and give you that extra boost of confidence.
It's like having a personal interview coach right there in your pocket.
Hmm.
But before we jump into the hot seat, let's set the stage. What does a sergeant actually do, like day to day?
Yeah, because knowing the ins and outs of the role is crucial, right,
Mm-hmm.
for answering those interview questions authentically.
Yeah.
Luckily, the career guide,
Mm-hmm.
Sergeant, paints a pretty vivid picture.
It does. It does. It's a dynamic role. It demands, both mental and physical strength.
Yeah.
So, imagine yourself commanding squads,
Yeah.
allocating resources, supervising equipment maintenance, and, ensuring your team is trained to the highest standard. You're also a key advisor to those commanding officers, providing insights from your experience and expertise on the ground.
So it's not just about giving orders.
No.
It's about that strategic thinking,
Yes.
problem solving,
Yeah.
building a cohesive, high-performing team.
Exactly. And the work environment can vary widely. So you might find yourself in the field, leading those tactical operations
Yeah.
in an office setting, managing logistics,
Right.
or a mix of both, right?
Yeah.
The key is adaptability, being able to switch gears and thrive in any situation.
It sounds like technology plays a big role these days.
It does.
The guide emphasizes staying current with advancements, right,
Uh-huh.
in equipment and software.
Yeah, it's no longer enough to just be, comfortable with a computer.
Yeah.
A successful sergeant needs to understand how technology is transforming military and law enforcement operations,
Yeah.
and be able to leverage those tools effectively.
To enhance their team's capabilities.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got a handle on the day-to-day.
Okay.
Now let's get to the heart of this deep dive, those make-or-break interview questions.
Let's do it.
Let's tackle a classic first.
Okay.
What inspired you to pursue a career in law enforcement?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Seems straightforward, but there's a lot riding on your answer, right?
There is. There is.
So what are the interviewers really trying to uncover with this question?
They're really looking for a glimpse into your core motivation, your why. They want to know it's not just a job to you, it's a calling, a desire to serve and protect.
So how do we craft an answer that truly resonates
Yeah.
and goes beyond, just a generic response?
Well, you have to pinpoint that spark and articulate it with genuine enthusiasm. And remember, vulnerability can be powerful.
Ooh, vulnerability.
Yeah, sharing a personal story, that reveals your authentic self can make a lasting impression.
For instance, let's say you're inspired by witnessing the aftermath of a crime
Oh.
and seeing the impact it had on a victim.
That's a great example. You could say something like, seeing the devastating effects of that crime firsthand ignited a fire in me. I knew I had to do something to protect others from experiencing that kind of pain, to stand up for those who couldn't stand up for themselves. It was at that moment I realized that a career in law enforcement was more than just a job. It was my chance to make a real difference in people's lives.
See, that response goes beyond, that desire to just help people.
Right.
It's specific.
Right.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
It reveals, a deep understanding of the impact law enforcement has
Yeah.
on individuals and communities.
Exactly. And, the interviewer might even follow up with something like, how have your personal experiences prepared you for the challenges of this role?
Okay.
That's your chance to connect your past to your future, showcasing how those formative experiences have equipped you with resilience, empathy, or a strong sense of justice.
So now let's shift gears
Okay.
to a question that probes your ability to handle pressure.
Okay.
How do you handle stressful situations in the workplace.
Ooh, good one.
This one's almost guaranteed to come up.
Almost guaranteed it's a high-pressure role.
Right.
So they need to know you can keep a cool head
Cool head.
when things get intense.
Yeah.
Remember, it's not enough to just say, I work well under pressure.
So what are they really listening for?
They're looking for evidence of your ability to remain calm, communicate clearly, and problem solve effectively under duress. Think of a specific high-stakes situation you've encountered, maybe a sudden shift in priorities, a conflict between team members, or an unexpected crisis.
Like, let's say you were leading a training exercise
Okay.
and a simulated emergency escalated
Oh,
more quickly than anticipated.
perfect example. You could say something like, we had a simulated hostage situation during a recent training exercise, and the role players went off script, escalating the scenario in an unexpected way. I had to think on my feet, quickly reassess the situation, communicate clear instructions to my team, and make a critical decision with limited information to ensure everyone's safety. By staying calm, prioritizing tasks, and maintaining open communication, we were able to regain control of the situation and successfully resolve it.
Okay, so that's a great example of showing, not telling.
Yes.
You're not just, claiming to be cool under pressure. You're demonstrating it
Demonstrating it.
through those actions.
Exactly. And a potential follow-up question could be, what did you learn from that experience? This is where you showcase your ability to reflect and grow. Maybe you learn the importance of adaptability, the power of clear communication, or the value of trusting your instincts.
Speaking of reflecting and growing,
Yeah.
let's talk about RoleCatcher's AI tools for a moment.
Oh, yes, the AI.
You mentioned that they can help personalize interview prep.
Uh-huh.
How does that actually work?
Well, think of it like having a custom-tailored suit for your interview, you know? You input the specific job description, and RoleCatcher's AI analyzes it, identifying keywords, skills that the employer is prioritizing.
Okay.
Then it helps you tailor your answers to highlight those specific qualities and experiences, ensuring that your responses are laser-focused and relevant.
So it's not just practicing, generic answers.
No.
It's about strategically showcasing
Exactly.
the aspects of your experience that are most relevant to that particular role.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It is.
Now let's get back to those interview questions.
Okay.
This next one focuses on leadership style.
All right. Leadership.
How do you maintain discipline and accountability among your team?
Ooh.
Seems like a real test of leadership, right?
It is, especially for a sergeant.
Especially for a sergeant.
Yeah, they want to see that you can foster a culture of high performance while still maintaining a positive and supportive environment.
So, it's about finding that balance between being tough but fair.
Tough but fair. Yeah.
How do we articulate that in our answer?
Well, focus on establishing those clear expectations from day one. Explain how you set specific goals, communicate those expectations clearly, and provide regular feedback, both positive reinforcement and constructive criticism.
Okay.
And don't forget about the consequences,
Some
right?
consequences.
Yeah, it's about outlining a fair and consistent system for addressing those performance issues.
So let's say you're implementing a new training program
Okay.
for your team, one that requires them to master a new piece of equipment.
That's a perfect scenario. You could say something like, when I rolled out a new training program for a complex piece of equipment, I made sure to clearly explain the objectives, expectations, and timeline to my team. I provided hands-on instruction, broke down complex tasks into manageable steps, and offered ongoing support throughout the process. I also implemented a system of regular evaluations to monitor progress and provide individualized feedback. This approach ensured everyone understood what was expected of them, felt supported throughout the learning process, and ultimately achieved mastery of the equipment.
Okay, so you're not just setting expectations, you're creating a supportive environment that fosters, individual growth
Yes.
and team success.
Exactly. And a potential follow-up question could be, how do you handle a team member who is struggling to meet those expectations?
Ooh.
It's an opportunity to demonstrate your ability to identify those who are falling behind, offer additional support and guidance, and ultimately ensure that everyone is reaching their full potential.
All right, let's dive into another crucial leadership question.
Okay. How do you ensure that your team operates within legal and ethical boundaries?
Ooh, that's a good one.
This one's particularly important in the context of law enforcement and the military, right?
It is. A sergeant's not only responsible for their team's performance, but also their conduct. They need to be that role model, setting the standard and ensuring everyone understands that importance of operating with integrity.
So how do we convey that commitment to ethical leadership
Yeah.
in our answer?
Start by emphasizing that ethical conduct is non-negotiable. Explain how you actively promote a culture of accountability within your team. This could involve regular training on relevant policies and procedures, creating a safe space for team members to voice concerns, and taking swift action to address any breaches of those standards.
Let's say you discovered that a team member was bending the rules
Uh-oh.
during a field operation. Ooh, that's a good scenario. You could say something like, when I became aware of a team member potentially cutting corners during a field operation, I immediately addressed the issue directly with the individual. I reiterated the importance of adhering to established protocols, emphasizing that even seemingly minor deviations from procedure can have serious consequences and undermine our integrity as a unit. I also took steps to reinforce training on the relevant protocols for the entire team, ensuring everyone understood the importance of operating within those boundaries.
So that response demonstrates that you take ethical conduct seriously.
Yeah.
You're not afraid to address those issues head on,
No.
and you're proactive in preventing future violations.
Exactly. A potential follow-up question could be, have you ever faced a situation where you had to make a difficult ethical decision? How did you approach it? This allows you to showcase your moral compass and your ability to make tough calls, even under pressure.
Now, let's touch on something we mentioned earlier.
Okay.
The importance of technology.
Oh, yeah, the technology.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide, Sergeant, really emphasizes that. But it's not just about, knowing how to use the latest gadgets.
No.
It's about having that strategic mindset and understanding how technology is transforming law enforcement and military operations.
Right.
It's about using those tools to enhance your team's effectiveness, improve communication, and ultimately make better decisions in the field.
Let's tie this back to those interview questions.
Okay.
How might an interviewer probe this aspect of a candidate's skills?
They might ask something like, how do you stay current with advancements in technology relevant to law enforcement, the military?
Okay.
This is your chance to showcase your commitment to continuous learning.
So it's not enough to just say you're tech savvy, right?
Yeah.
We need specifics.
Specifics, exactly. Talk about the steps you take to stay informed and up to date. Do you attend conferences or workshops? Do you subscribe to industry publications or online forums? Have you pursued any specialized training in areas like cybersecurity, data analysis, or drone operation? Okay.
Paint a picture of yourself as someone who is actively seeking out that knowledge and is passionate about leveraging technology to enhance their team's capabilities.
For instance, you could say something like, I make it a priority to attend at least one national law enforcement technology conference each year. I also subscribe to several industry journals and online forums where I can connect with other professionals and stay informed about the latest advancements in areas like facial recognition software, predictive policing algorithms, and body-worn camera technology. And last year, I completed a specialized training program on drone operation and aerial surveillance, skills that I believe are increasingly valuable in modern law enforcement.
That response showcases a proactive approach to professional development and a genuine interest in the evolving role of technology in the field.
Now, let's not forget about RoleCatcher's AI-powered feedback system.
Yes.
How can that help us refine those answers to these tech-focused questions?
Oh, RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your practice responses, identifying areas where you can be more specific, provide more relevant examples, or better articulate the connection between technology and your role as a sergeant. It's like having an expert coach who can pinpoint those areas for improvement and help you craft answers that truly impress.
So it's like taking those already strong answers
Uh,
and polishing them until they shine.
exactly.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive.
We have.
We've, explored the core responsibilities of a sergeant, dissected several, challenging interview questions,
We have.
and even touched on the power of technology and AI-driven preparation tools.
Yes, we have equipped you with some foundational knowledge, but we're just getting started.
It's just getting started.
In the next part of our deep dive, we'll tackle even more challenging interview questions, delve deeper into those career insights from RoleCatcher's Career Guide Sergeant, and explore more ways to leverage those AI tools to gain an edge in the interview process.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Welcome back. So we laid a solid foundation, explored what a sergeant does, tackled some tough interview questions. Now let's kind of shift gears and delve into the career journey itself.
Okay, roadmap time. I'm always fascinated by how careers unfold, those steps along the way.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's Career Guide. Sergeant actually breaks down those stages, in detail, starting with, Entry level.
Entry level, think of it as your apprenticeship. You're absorbing everything like a sponge. You're assisting those more experienced officers,
Yeah.
mastering the equipment, learning the ropes,
Yeah.
and really understanding the dynamics of the squad. It's about building a solid foundation.
Yeah, it sounds like a crucial period, right? For developing those essential skills, teamwork, communication, attention to detail.
Absolutely. And as you gain experience and demonstrate your capabilities, you progress to junior sergeant.
Mm.
This is where you start taking charge, leading those smaller squads, putting those leadership skills to the test.
Now, you're not just following orders, you're giving them arrows.
You got it.
That's a big step.
It is. You're responsible for delegating tasks, supervising equipment maintenance, conducting training sessions, and ensuring that your squad operates effectively.
Talk about pressure, but also incredibly rewarding, I imagine, to see your team succeed under your guidance.
It is. And as you continue to excel, you move up to senior sergeant, leading those larger squads, developing those operational plans, and even mentoring those junior sergeants, guiding them along their leadership journey.
So you become a leader of leaders.
You got it.
That's where that strategic thinking really kicks in?
Exactly. And finally, you reach the pinnacle, senior sergeant major.
Wow.
Think of it as the conductor of an orchestra, overseeing those multiple squads, shaping training programs, and advising those commanding officers on that strategic level.
What a journey.
It is.
Really highlights, that the sergeant role isn't just a job, it's a career with real potential for growth and leadership development.
It is. Each stage presents unique challenges and opportunities, demanding that constant evolution of your skills and leadership style.
Okay, back to interview land. How do we connect this, career path understanding to those, tricky questions?
Right.
For example, how do you handle, difficult or challenging team members?
Oh.
It feels very relevant to that leadership progression.
It's a reality of leadership at any level.
Yeah.
Dealing with those who, shall we say, test your patience. This question is about gauging your ability to manage those different personalities, address those performance issues, and, maintain a cohesive team dynamic,
Right.
all while navigating those complexities of rank and experience.
So it's not about avoiding conflict altogether.
No.
It's about managing it effectively
Yes.
and appropriately, recognizing that your approach might evolve as you progress through those career stages.
Precisely. Early on, you might focus on clear communication, active listening, and mentorship. As you gain experience, you learn to set firmer boundaries, implement those disciplinary measures when necessary, and navigate those delicate interpersonal dynamics with more nuance.
It sounds like a constant learning process.
It is a constant learning process. Your answer should reflect that. Showcase your understanding of those different approaches, emphasizing your ability to adapt your leadership style based on the situation and those individuals involved.
Let's say you have a team member who's, consistently late for their shift.
Okay, late for their shift.
How would you handle that as a junior sergeant
Yep.
versus a senior sergeant?
As a junior sergeant, you might start by addressing the issue directly with the team member, expressing your concern, and seeking to understand the reasons behind the lateness. Offer support, suggest those time management strategies, maybe even adjust their responsibilities to better accommodate their situation if appropriate.
So a more, hands-on supportive approach.
Exactly. But as a senior sergeant, you've likely encountered this issue before, and you understand the importance of setting those clear boundaries, enforcing those standards.
Right.
You might still have that conversation, but you'll also be more direct about the consequences of continued lateness. You might implement a formal disciplinary process, emphasizing that punctuality is essential for maintaining team cohesion and operational effectiveness.
It's about striking that balance, right? Between
Yeah.
empathy and accountability.
Exactly.
Recognizing that your role and the situation might require different approaches.
And a potential follow-up question could be, have you ever had to discipline a team member who is more experienced than you? How did you handle that situation? This explores your ability to navigate those tricky power dynamics and enforce those standards fairly, regardless of rank or seniority.
It highlights the importance of, confidence and tact, especially when dealing with those who might question your authority.
Exactly.
Your authority. Let's tackle a question that, delves into a core leadership responsibility.
Right.
How do you prioritize and delegate tasks among your team?
Ooh, delegation.
This one's all about maximizing your team's effectiveness.
It is. It's about being more than just a taskmaster barking orders. It's
Wow.
about Understanding your team's strengths, weaknesses, individual needs, and then assigning tasks strategically to achieve that best possible outcome.
So it's delegation with a purpose, not just, offloading work randomly.
Exactly. And don't forget about communication. Clear, consistent communication is crucial for ensuring everyone understands their role, the timeline, and that expected outcome.
So let's say you're tasked with organizing a complex, security operation
Right.
for a high-profile event.
Yeah, high-profile event. First, I would break down the overall objective into smaller, more manageable tasks, such as site assessment, threat analysis, personnel allocation, communication protocols, and emergency response planning.
So creating that clear roadmap.
Exactly. Then I would assess my team's strengths and expertise. Who has the most experience with site assessments? Who excels at communication and coordination? Who has the strongest tactical skills?
Matching those skills to tasks.
Right. I would assign tasks based on those individual strengths, ensuring that everyone is working within their area of expertise and contributing their best to the overall mission.
And of course, clear communication throughout the process.
Yes. Regular check-ins, open communication channels, and a willingness to adapt that plan as needed are essential for success in any complex operation.
This all sounds very strategic.
It is.
And thought out.
It is.
It's about seeing that big picture while also managing those, individual pieces.
And a potential follow-up question could be, how do you handle a situation where a team member is overwhelmed or struggling to complete a delegated task? This allows you to showcase your empathy, your problem-solving skills, and your ability to support your team when they need it most.
So it's about being more than just a delegator.
Yeah.
It's about being a leader who fosters that culture of collaboration and support.
Exactly. Now, before we move on, let's loop back to RoleCatcher's career guide, Sergeant, for a moment.
Sure.
We discussed the career stages, but the guide also offers some great advice for those just starting out.
Ah, yes, embarking on this, challenging but rewarding journey.
Challenging but rewarding, the guide emphasizes the importance of seeking out diverse experiences early on. This could involve joining military or law enforcement organizations, volunteering in your community, participating in leadership development programs, or even taking on those part-time jobs that involve teamwork, communication, and problem solving.
It's about building that foundation, right?
Yeah.
Of those transferable skills that will serve you well no matter what stage of your career you're in.
Precisely. And as you gain experience, the guide highlights the importance of continuous learning, both formally and informally.
So it's not just about climbing the ranks.
No.
It's about constantly seeking out new knowledge.
Yes.
Expanding your skill set and staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly. And attending those advanced training courses, pursuing higher education, staying up to date on industry trends and best practices, seeking out those mentors who can guide your development, these are all crucial for that professional growth.
So it's about, demonstrating that you're not content with, complacency.
Right.
You're driven to improve.
Yes.
To learn. To become, the best leader you can be.
And this commitment to continuous learning is something you can highlight in those interview answers, showcasing that dedication to professional development and your passion for the field.
Now, speaking of showcasing your passion, let's dive back into those interview questions. I have one that seems particularly relevant to this idea of continuous learning.
Okay.
How do you stay up to date with the latest developments in law enforcement and the military?
That's a perfect opportunity to demonstrate that you're not just keeping up, you're actively seeking out new knowledge and staying ahead of the curve.
So we need to go beyond saying, we read the occasional article or watch the news.
Absolutely. Think about those specific steps you take to stay informed. Do you attend conferences, workshops? Do you subscribe to industry publications or online forums? Do you participate in those professional development programs offered by your current organization?
So it's about painting a picture of yourself as someone who's engaged in the field and genuinely committed to staying on the cutting edge of law enforcement military practices.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to get specific. Mention those particular areas of interest, like new technologies, those evolving legal frameworks, or those innovative community policing strategies.
Okay, so for example, you could say something like, I make it a priority to attend at least one national law enforcement conference each year, where I can connect with other professionals and learn about the latest trends in areas like crime data analysis, predictive policing, and body-worn camera technology. I also subscribe to several industry journals and actively participate in online forums where I can engage in discussions about emerging challenges and best practices. And within my current department, I've taken the initiative to complete specialized training programs on de-escalation techniques and crisis intervention, skills that I believe are essential in today's complex policing environment.
That's a great example of a comprehensive, well-structured answer. It highlights both your formal and informal professional development efforts and demonstrates a genuine interest in staying ahead of that curve.
And if you've taken any initiative to, share that knowledge with others, like mentoring colleagues or developing training programs, be sure to mention that as well.
Absolutely. It highlights that commitment to not only your own growth, but the development of others, crucial quality for any leader, especially a sergeant.
Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's touch on a topic that's incredibly important, in today's world,
Okay.
diversity and inclusion.
Absolutely.
It's a key aspect of leadership, particularly in law enforcement and the military.
It is. A sergeant needs to be able to create a work environment where everyone feels valued, respected, and empowered to contribute their unique talents, regardless of background, beliefs, or experiences.
So it's about fostering that sense of belonging, ensuring that everyone has a voice and feels comfortable bringing their, authentic selves to the team.
Exactly. And, interviewers will often explore this topic through questions like, how do you promote diversity and inclusion within your team? It's not enough to simply state that you value diversity. You need to showcase your understanding of its importance and your ability to translate those values into those concrete actions.
So it's about walking the walk, not just talking the talk. What are some specific actions that a sergeant can take to create a more inclusive environment?
It starts with recruitment. Actively seeking out those candidates from diverse backgrounds, partnering with those community organizations, ensuring that your selection process is fair and unbiased are all crucial steps.
So building a diverse team from the ground up.
Right. And once those individuals are on board, it's about creating that culture where everyone feels comfortable sharing their perspectives and contributing their unique talents. This could involve holding regular team meetings where diversity and inclusion are discussed openly, providing those training programs that address unconscious bias and cultural sensitivity, and creating mentorship opportunities that connect individuals from different backgrounds.
It sounds like an ongoing process,
Mm-hmm.
of learning,
Yeah.
adapting,
Yes.
and creating space for those, important conversations.
And your answer should reflect that ongoing commitment.
For example, you could say something like, I believe that a diverse and inclusive team is essential for effective law enforcement military operations. We need to represent the communities we serve, and we need to leverage the unique perspectives and experiences of every team member to make the best possible decisions. In my previous role, I spearheaded the development of a new recruitment strategy that focused on reaching out to underrepresented communities and partnering with organizations that support veterans and individuals from diverse socioeconomic backgrounds. I also implemented a mentorship program that connected experienced officers with new recruits from different cultural backgrounds, fostering a sense of belonging and providing valuable guidance and support.
That's a fantastic example. It highlights those specific actions you've taken to promote that diversity and inclusion, showcasing your understanding of its importance and your ability to translate those values into tangible results.
And a potential follow-up question could be, have you ever encountered resistance to diversity and inclusion initiatives? How did you handle that situation?
Yeah, this question explores your ability to navigate those challenging conversations, address that unconscious bias, and advocate for those who might feel marginalized. It's about demonstrating your commitment to creating that fair and equitable workplace for everyone.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this second part of our deep dive.
We have.
We've explored the career path of a sergeant, tackled some challenging interview questions related to leadership, diversity, professional development, and even gleaned some valuable advice for those, just starting their journey.
We have equipped you with even more strategies and examples to help you craft those compelling answers that showcase your leadership skills, your commitment to continuous learning, and your understanding of those evolving demands of law enforcement or the military.
But hold on, listeners.
Yeah.
We're not quite done yet.
Not yet.
In the final part of our deep dive, we'll explore the power of RoleCatcher's AI tools in even more detail, revealing how they can help you personalize your interview prep and deliver those answers with confidence and impact. Stay tuned. We're back for the final stretch of our sergeant interview prep.
Deep dive. The final stretch.
We've explored the core responsibilities, tackled some tough questions, and even journeyed through that career path. We've given you the knowledge
Yes.
and the strategies to craft those compelling answers.
Right.
But now let's talk about how to refine your delivery and really nail that interview
Nail it.
using the power of AI.
The power of AI.
That's right. We've teased RoleCatcher's AI tools throughout this deep dive, and now it's time to reveal how they can take your prep to the next level.
To the next level.
Think of it as having a personal interview coach in your pocket, guiding you every step of the way.
Every step.
Okay, let's start with first impressions.
First impressions.
Your CV or resume is often, the first thing a potential employer sees.
It is.
How can RoleCatcher's AI help us create a standout document?
So it's all about tailoring your CV or resume to the specific job description. RoleCatcher's AI analyzes the keywords, the skills that the employer is prioritizing, then suggests ways to optimize your document, ensuring those key elements are highlighted and presented in a way that resonates with their needs.
So it's not just about listing your experience and skills. It's about showcasing them.
Yes.
In a way that speaks directly to what the employer is looking for.
Exactly.
That's brilliant. It's like having an insider's guide to the hiring process.
An insider's guide.
But let's say you've aced the CV, landed the interview. What then?
What then?
How can AI help us prepare for those crucial face-to-face interactions?
Well, that's where RoleCatcher's AI-powered feedback system really shines. You can practice your answers to common interview questions, and their AI will analyze your delivery, the content, even your body language, providing those personalized insights to help you improve.
Wait, it analyzes body language too. Tell me more about that.
It does. It's pretty amazing. It picks up on those subtle cues, like eye contact, posture, those hand gestures, even facial expressions, providing feedback on how to project confidence, professionalism, and authenticity.
So it's like having a virtual interview coach observing your every move and giving you real-time feedback on how to present yourself in the best possible light.
Exactly. And that feedback is incredibly specific and actionable. It pinpoints those areas for improvement, suggests alternative phrasing, and even provides tips on how to adjust your body language to convey that right message.
I love that it's not just generic advice.
No.
It's personalized guidance tailored to your individual strengths and weaknesses.
Right. It's all about that continuous improvement, refining your responses and presentation until you're confident and ready to knock it out of the park.
And to take it a step further, RoleCatcher offers video practice with AI analysis.
With AI analysis, you can record yourself answering those interview questions. And the AI will provide even more detailed feedback, allowing you to see yourself as the interviewer would see you.
So it's like having a mock interview with an expert who can pinpoint exactly what you need to work on from your tone of voice to your pacing to the clarity of your message.
Exactly. It's about leveraging technology to your advantage, giving yourself every opportunity to shine.
That's a game changer, especially for those who get nervous during interviews or want to ensure they're making, the best possible impression.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we've reached the end of our Sergeant interview prep deep dive.
We have.
We've explored everything from the day-to-day responsibilities to the career path, dissected challenging interview questions, and even uncovered the power of AI-driven preparation tools. We've armed you with the knowledge, the strategies, and the resources to approach your interview with confidence.
Absolutely.
And showcase your potential as a future leader in law enforcement or the military. Remember, listeners, success in any interview comes down to preparation. Authenticity, and a genuine passion for the role. Use the insights we've discussed today to craft your own compelling narrative. Highlighting your unique skills and experiences. And don't forget to explore RoleCatcher's incredible resources, career guides, interview questions, AI tools, and more. It's all available for free on their website, so sign up and take advantage of this incredible opportunity. As you embark on this journey, we want to leave you with one final thought. What unique qualities and experiences do you bring to the role of sergeant? Reflect on your strengths, your values, and your aspirations.
Strengths, values, aspirations.
Let your passion shine through and show them why you're the sergeant they've been searching for.
That's it.
Good luck, and remember, you've got this.
You got this.